hello. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. Impact Power Sports online at impactpowersportsmi.com. You can also find them along 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. God, I have got to get outside and get some sunlight on my face. I look ill. First of all, it looks like I've been weeping. That's the first thing I thought today when I clicked on the videos to say, all right, let's see how I look. You know, whatever, getting the thing set up. And I go, oh, my God, what a ugly fuck. Horrible. And my eyes are all puffy as usual and stupid, and They have kind of like a shine to them that makes it seem like I've either been weeping or I've got AIDS, and my face is just pale. It's just pale when I'm like anybody. You're away from the sun for long enough, and you start to look like shit. There is nothing better than a little color to the face. Not too much. You don't want to look like Trump or any of that shit. But I got to get out and get some sun. And I've got, if you notice, you can't see this obviously in the audio podcast, this stupid zit. This ridiculous chancre on the side of my nose. Oh, God. Okay. So welcome in. I have a very, very... a big issue with low self-esteem today, but we will get through it. Otherwise, I feel fine, feel good. So glad you are here. Anyway, before I get ahead of myself, a little bit more about my key studio sponsor, my one and only studio sponsor, that would be Impact Power Sports. When you go to their website, you can shop for ATVs, UTVs, four-wheelers, two-wheelers, you know how it is, one-wheelers, six-wheelers, scooters, e-bikes, go-karts, a Yamaha golf cart, an E-Z-GO golf cart. They have all of those amazing brands. Whatever you need, they can get you. They've got a fully staffed service department. If you already have gear or equipment that you want worked on, they can take care of that for you, or to maintain any of what you purchase from them. They're along 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. Our good friends over at Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover today, and I think I was up in the air about what I wanted to start with, but I think I'm going to start with the Paper Smash story because it needs to be updated. Okay, I had been sitting on this piece of material for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, when our good friends over at Free Beer and Hot Wings decided to pull the old stick it to him by not saying his name trick, forgetting to say his name trick on the Hot Rockin' Free Beer and Hot Wings morning show concerning a story involving EZ. That is a fun way, I guess, to let EZ know that he's a huge pile of shit. Hell, we're going to say Joe's name, who allegedly beat the shit out of women, instead of saying EZ, which actually says a lot, you know. I mean, that means I have really worked hard to be in the bad graces that I am with my former coworkers. And that makes me happy. Very, very happy. And I posted it to Facebook. And I said, oh, okay, this is, and I even had I wrote a little thing by it. In fact, let me just share it and check it out here. I wrote, oh, this is cute. The old stick it to him by acting like we forgot his name trick. The least you could have done was get the story right. And so let's play this. And it's important to note that the most important part of this story was forgotten. Idiot Free Beer forgot the most critical detail of this fucking story. Why? Because he sucks. That's why. So here you go. There isn't a story that exists that Free Beer can't tell in a fucked up way. One of the worst storytellers that exist. Made only worse than, or I should say, the only ones worse would be the other members on that show. The only person on that show that can tell a story, in my opinion, is Kelly, frankly. The rest are just idiots and cannot get out of their own way. So let us get into this moment right here when Greg explains the paper smash incident. And it started out when Greg was bagging on himself for he got mad at Joe because Joe did this paper smash to him. And that is, you got papers in your hands, somebody walks by, knock it out of your hands. He invented the game because I guess he did it when he was a kid. So he started doing it to everybody in the fucking building, and then people started doing it back to him. And then he went and cleared Joe's desk off. So in this clip, he's kind of like, I still can't believe I did that. I was so embarrassed with my behavior. He's kind of like, admitting the fault. But then Hot Wings brings up a moment that happened that I did paper smash to someone. And then after I play this, I'll tell you the key element in the story that these idiots fucked up.
Yeah, paper smash was in of itself a whole host of problems.
Yeah, hard to believe it worked out poorly in the end, something that was so irritating.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ever watch the show, the, what do you call it? The little girl here, Maitland, she never stops moving her legs. It has this disability where she can't stop fucking kicking her fucking legs. It's so annoying.
Yeah, hard to believe it worked out poorly in the end, something that was so irritating.
Yeah. Like when somebody did it to Bruce and
oh, God. Yes, that should have ended it. So Bruce had just found out that his brother had like a terminal disease and had just told.
Okay, that part's correct.
Bruce was a coworker.
Yeah, he
had
he
just
was a
told
news
someone
guy who
else.
used to work here 15 years ago, 20
So
years ago.
everybody knew about it except the person who paper smashed him 5 minutes later. So now a guy who just found out his brother, who had never played paper smash, so it was just somebody bullying him.
Yeah, he
Somebody wrote bullying. Oh, my God.
wasn't involved.
And now
at
he's
all.
bent over picking up papers in the hallway with tears in his eyes.
Yeah, he's like, why would you do that?
That sucks. Terrible timing.
That wasn't me.
And it wasn't
I
me
know,
either.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wasn't Steve.
Nope.
Nope. Wasn't Kelly.
No.
Was it you, Maitland?
Wasn't me.
Was it Joe?
I don't think so.
Was it Justin?
Nope.
No, paper smash was pre-Justin.
Also, in addition to me pointing out about Maitland kicking her leg, Greg has this other tendency that you'll see here. See how he has a piece of paper in front of him? It's one piece of paper. You know how like you get a bunch of pieces of paper and you'll shuffle them? He has one piece of paper. He will shuffle one piece of paper regularly.
Justin?
Nope.
No, paper smash was pre-Justin.
Oh.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
All right. So posted that, and you all had a lot of fun with that. A lot of fun comments. There was a couple people that were like, I used to think you were funny, but now you're just a bitch. I can't take it anymore. Oh, my God. So, yeah, if you want to add to that. But it was Nick who wrote, Holy, this story is curb level of awkward. We need a proper retelling of this because I had written on here, the least you could have done was get the story right. Not only was poor Bruce grieving at the recent news of his ailing loved one, but the piece of paper in his hand was to promote a fundraiser for him and his financially strapped family. Okay, now that makes this a billion times more devastating. Oh, shit. Corey says Eric is more controversial than Joe the woman beater. Allegedly, Corey. Allegedly. By the way, we're 62% to a hype train. Will we get to one? Oh, my God. So excited. What does that mean? Nothing. Molly says, "Will you guys ban me if I started listening to Free Beer and Hot Wings?" Fuck no, I want you to. Listen to that shit and then report back to me at shit that you know is shitty. That's what I encourage everybody to do. Okay, so let me back up. I walk out of the studio and I see at the end of the hall by Phil Catlett's office, Greg and this dude, Bruce, who is salt of the earth, sweet as peaches, nicest guy in the world, legendary newsman, Bruce Parrott. Which Bruce, by the way, I don't know if you know, I know you don't know this, but Bruce and I are friends on Facebook. Bruce has a picture because he's a gigantic Johnny Cash fan. Bruce has a picture of when he was probably 25 years old backstage at DeVos Place in Grand Rapids of him and Johnny Cash. Bruce has a huge palette of music, and country music is one of his favorites. He used to work for the country station, WCUZ. And one day backstage, Bruce got backstage at a Johnny Cash show. And this is a true story. Bruce chronicles it in his on this Facebook post underneath the picture. He had said to Johnny Cash, "Hey, there's a song written by so-and-so, so-and-so, and performed." I forget who it was, but I think you would sound great doing that song, which is quite common for country artists to perform other people's songs. And Johnny Cash said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I really think that song is made for you." Lo and behold, Johnny Cash did record that song and actually mentioned Bruce, like in the writing credits, or he mentioned it, and he even mentioned it on stage one point. The next time he came to Grand Rapids, he said, "Where's Bruce? Bruce is the one who got me to perform this song." And he even performed the song, Johnny Cash did, with the original maker of the song. I know I'm getting about 10% of the details right on this, but just a pretty cool story about Bruce. So anyway, Bruce is at the end of the hall, and he's with Free Beer, and he's got this, he had printed off this thing, spaghetti and meatball dinner to raise money. This is before GoFundMe for the so-and-so family. It was Bruce's, it might have been his brother. I'm not entirely sure. I don't recall. I think it was his brother. But anyway, he wanted Greg to mention it on the air. And Greg was gracious enough to do it. He's like, "Well, of course I will." So I don't know this. I have no idea this is going on. I don't know Bruce's brother is ill. I don't know that this is a note for a fundraiser. I have no idea. And this is what Moron did not include in the story. He just made it seem like, Bruce had the blues and Eric knocked the paper out of his hand. This fucking idiot. He's handing this thing that says, "Please help. Come to the spaghetti dinner to help raise money for medical bills for my brother's family, please." And Greg's going to read it on the air. It's going to be a great moment. Everyone's going to cry. And all of a sudden, just as he's handing it to him, smack the shit out of the paper. It just goes floating down like a feather down onto the floor. And then before it hits the ground, you hear, and I'm like, "What was that?" And I look, and Bruce is crying in his weakened state from this horrible news. It put him over the edge, and Greg is mortified, and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you." Uh-oh, something happened. So, and now Bruce does the news on 95.7. And so he's seconds away from them cracking the mic and saying, "Oh, it's time for the news with Bruce." And he's like, "Top story, there's a wreck on the S-curve. Oh, my God." Oh, it was horrible. It was so bad. So I have, I kind of sensed there was a problem. I come back into the studio, and Greg goes, "Uh-oh, you did it, man." I go, "What do you mean I did it? What the fuck are you talking about?" And he goes, "That was," and he gives me the info. "That was a fundraiser document for Bruce's sick brother, you fuck." I'm like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? Holy shit." He goes, "You got to go and say sorry." "No, fuck you, I'm not doing it." So open up the door, and I peek in there, and there's Bruce. He's sitting there like this, his hands on his face. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm not saying shit. At least I don't remember saying shit. But that was it. So what idiot said in that story, it was a billion times worse when you actually got the details right. Fuck me. So bad. So bad. I'm glad that the Gregster brought it up because it's a ridiculous, fucking awkward. Nick, you're right. That is a Curb Your Enthusiasm level of awkwardness. Holy shit. Hey, you fucking idiot. I know you're watching this. Whatever. You don't say my fucking name. Can you get the fucking stories right? Is there any degree of showbiz in you whatsoever? You useless piece of shit twat. Fuck. God, are you terrible? You know, you're supposed to get better at these things as the years go on. The decline has been so rapid. Motherfuck, what a pile of shit. Ugh, shit. All right. Well, anyway. What can you do? Linda says his memory is gone from all the pot. I don't think he smokes pot. I think he occasionally eats gummies. Isn't that right? I'm just giving you a warning. You might see in the background some movement back there. That is Darla. And I think she's going to start to chirp here, like wanting to go outside. Nick says, did Bruce inspire the cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt? If so, he deserved the paper smash. That cover stinks. Okay. All right, it's false alarm on Darla. I kind of want to see the specifics of the story about Bruce now. Because it's a great story. Bruce is a goddamn legend. If you had ever gone to, God, there's a record store near me, that local shop. What is it called? The Corner Record Store? Isn't that a place? I remember Bruce had been there. I don't know if he's still doing it. This dude is so great, though. All right. Let me see if I can find this pic. Okay, this is it right here. Holy shit. Okay, this is Bruce and Johnny Cash. Look how proud he is. He said this would have been 1987. I think I saw Cash live 8 times, was backstage for 6 of them. This was at DeVos Hall in GR. On his previous time through town about a year earlier, I had recorded to cassette and written out the lyrics to Elvis Costello's The Big Light, which I said to him, I thought this was perfectly written for him to do. On this trip, his management called the radio station to make sure I would be there because he had recorded it and he wanted to personally thank me. That night, he did the song and dedicated it to me in the show. Jesus Christ. The culmination of me giving him that song was that eventually, several years later, he did that song with Elvis Costello at the Royal Albert Hall in London. I also saw him do it on Austin City Limits. I also have the LP that it appeared on, which he signed. To Bruce, the song you gave me launched this album. Thanks, Johnny Cash. He was a special man, and I purchased a sheet of the new Johnny Cash Forever stamps yesterday, which came out this week. So I decided to scan this photo, and he wrote this 11 years ago. I love that guy. We always got along. I don't know if he'll appreciate me telling the infamous paper smash story. But whatever. Let's see. Bob loves the Johnny Cash version of Hurt. Jeremy says Corner Records is a great place. Vertigo Records downtown is also fantastic. Nick says about the Johnny Cash version of Hurt, the F it is sounded like an old man rambling. Reznor's version was brilliant. Well, whatever. I like them both. I'll let you two girls fight over it. All right. Murder Lover Linda says, I'm sure Bruce is over it, unlike Freebeer and Hot Wings. You mean like unlike... Well, you got to understand, Freebeer and Hot Wings are going through fresh wounds right now. Like, they actually have a reason to be mad at me. The crucifixion of them on a weekly basis during Who Are These Free Beers? And these are people that are very, very sensitive. They do not respond well to this type of ball busting. I witnessed it for years. I made a living off of it. So you're going to get that type of that hurt feeling, beta male type of, no one has thicker skin than me. If anybody gives me shit, I take it. I don't have a problem with any of that. But me busting their balls, they don't like that. So, I am much more offending to them than they are to me. So I can certainly understand why they would be butthurt. But that's totally cool. I don't give a shit. Ben and I are kicking off a Big Fraud Thursday this week at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Patreon with a ridiculous bit that we need to get into on Who Are These Free Beers. Ben is taking a deep dive on the free beer aggressive attack on 2 7th grade boys. Greg told this story about how, he didn't like the way the 7th graders' attitude was, so he got way, way shitty with them and treated these 2 children like shit. That would be his son, Henry, and Coleman's son. He picked these 2 kids up from school and at the bus stop. And Greg wasn't happy with the fact that they weren't kissing his ass or some shit. So he got so goddamn pissed off at him. Ben and I referenced it at the end of the last edition of Who Are These Free Beers? And we didn't have the clip because we didn't really know if it would kind of be a little too clumsy. But then after we talked about it ahead of time, or talked about it then, we said, no, we got to do it. So, because after I heard that clip, I immediately called Coleman. And I go, dude, is your kid talking? Has he talked about this moment right here? He goes, no. I go, okay. Well, this asshole did this, this, and this. And then I sent him the clip. Greg is such a cock to these kids. Greg gets so wound up. He is such a thin-skinned fucking bitch that all it takes is a 7th grader doing 7th grade things to make him get out of the car. You walk home. Oh, he's such a cock. This guy is a piece of work, and he's getting worse. Such an asshole. My God. All right. Hey, Darla is begging me to go potty. I can see it right now, so I'm going to get ahead of this and take her. I apologize for the Monday interruption, but I'm going to throw it into intermission mode. All right? And then I'm going to take her out. And we have the live stream today on Twitch broken up into 2 parts because I've got the Q100 staff meeting at the top of the hour. So, a lot going on today. Stick with me, though, because after I let her outside to go potty, we'll be back for more shows. So I'm not really going anywhere right now. I'm just throwing it into intermission mode. Hang tight, please. And I won't let the music run out, I swear. Ah, yes. Got that out of the way. If you don't mind, I'm going to bust through a few of my amazing sponsors that make this show possible. The open of the live stream brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Now, if you are in between jobs, or perhaps you're self-employed, or your employer does not offer you health care, you need to get your health care through the marketplace, known as Obamacare, or healthcare.gov, or the marketplace. To do that, you can easily just go to healthcare.gov and do it yourself, but it takes a while, it's a pain in the ass, and it's easy to mess up. I suggest I suggest you reaching out to Frank Fuss at buyinsurancehere.com. That's BUY insurancehere.com. This does not cost you a dime. He will walk you through every step and do it for you for free. And this is never going to cost you anything. Frank gets paid by insurance companies. So let's say when he's on healthcare.gov and he says, okay, you're single and you want this, this, and this. I can get you this policy from Blue Care Network. How does that sound? Sounds good. Well, when he signs you up for that Blue Care Network, they pay him. That's how he makes a living as a licensed independent insurance agent / broker. So reach out to Frank at buyinsurancehere.com. If you need a vehicle repaired, go to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. For 6 years plus, they've been a partner of mine, and I love them. Fantastic, locally owned, veteran-owned, female-owned business. 616-532-6600. People love that stuff. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's good to point out to you because there are people who's like, shit, I'm going there because it's owned by a woman, goddammit. And that's great. 616-532-6600. I just love the way they fix my cars or help me keep them maintained. ervines.com. ervines.com. There's Grand Rapids Gold basketball this week. You got a game tonight. You got a game tomorrow. And then Friday is Flint Tropics night. It's been requested of your old pal EZ that I dress in 1970s gear. So I will be doing that for the Flint Tropics thing. Included in this game, taking a page from the film Semi-Pro, we will have Jackie Moon wrestling a bear at the game. Incredible. Now, truth be told, it is pro wrestler Jake Wilder. Here he is wrestling the bear, but it's a nod to the film, and you got to be there for it. That's coming up Friday. GrandRapidsGold.com. And if you like my post on my Facebook page, you can be in the running for a 4-pack of tickets to that show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first off, I'm going to kick the folks out that are on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. The rest of the show is at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. So you can get the whole show, the whole free show, uninterrupted. As you know, I do 2 shows a day. I do the free show and then a separate show on Patreon every single day. So free show, if you want it in its entirety, you go to Twitch. For the follow-up show, the Patreon bonus, you go to my Patreon, where we also have Who Are These Free Beers, the Lost Zane Recordings, and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. That's at patreon.com/Eric Zane, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up free for 7 days. All right.